Well, hello. My name is Gildardo Bautista. I came from Mexico City. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we use Plone at the National University of Mexico. All the benefits we have had using Plone. Okay, so first, who we are. I came from the National University of Mexico, as I told you. This is the biggest university in Mexico, which includes high schools, undergrad, college, graduate schools, and research institutes. Yeah, all these conform our university. So over 400 of the Mexican research take place in our university. I work at the Institute of Mathematics, which main activity is research and teaching, right? We have a couple of campuses over the country. We actually have 3 campuses. One is in Mexico City, in which I work. Other is in Cuernavaca, and other in Querétaro. Yeah. Our main users, we have researchers, postdoctoral students, technical staff, and administrative staff. That's our kind of users, right? The services we provide is we manage the user information, user personal information that the institute require. We give the researchers an information, a curriculum vitae information management system, so they can put in all their activities they do during the year. So at the end of the year, they can make a report which is given to the institute, and the institute, as a unity, has to give also a report of all their researchers to the university, right? So we give this with Plone. Other things we do is that we have a small system that manage when somebody want to go to give a talk to some other place, they have to ask for permission. So we usually do this with sheet. We fill a form by hand. So we move that into Plone, and taking advantage of all the workflow thing, which I think it's working pretty well. We also manage application forms for new students when they want to become part of the institute. They apply, they fill a form, send it, and there's a committee who decide who gets in and who doesn't, right? We also use Plone for diffusion to publish all our activities, all the talks, all the seminars that are taking place at the institute. And we integrate all this in the main side of the institute, right? So just to give a little background of how long have we been working with Plone. We started working with Plone since 2006, and since then we have been developing all these tools and using it the first version of Plone we used was Plone 2.1. Then we migrate to the version Plone 3, and actually we are migrating from Plone 3 to Plone 4.3. We're upgrading. Uh, the first time we make an upgrade from Plone, we get some troubles, mainly because we jump from Plone 2.0 to Plone 3, and there were many changes. One of the main problems we had is that we were using a user product called CMFMember, which is no longer available for Plone 3, but we find a new product, the faculty staff directory product. So we migrate all the things we have, all the information we have in the other content type to faculty staff. So why we upgrade? Well, the first thing is stability. There's always code-based improvements and bugs fixing. So if we don't upgrade, we're out, right? It took us much time to migrate, but we did it. Other reason why we should upgrade is functionality. Every new version of Plone comes with new functionality, and it's nice to be able to use it, right? Support is other reason why we upgrade, since old versions of products and things that were used in Plone are not longer maintained, and also the community doesn't give that much support to all things, right? Also, there's new products. There's always new products for the new versions of Plone, and with new features, we want to use those. So that's another reason why we have to upgrade. As I told you, the first time we moved, this member product was no longer available, so we have to move to a new product, which requires to make scripts, Python scripts, to take out the content from the old objects and take it to the new ones. Actually, we've finished with two kinds of migrations. One was with Python scripts, and the other one was using the collective.transmodifier product that helps you to take content out and in to a Plone site. The first time we migrate, it took us a lot of time. Basically, because we was developing these Python scripts, then we find this other product that makes things a little better. And, well, it took us a lot of time. But we migrate to Plone 3. Now we are migrating from Plone 3 to Plone 4. So we don't want to pass by the same thing, the same time it took us to migrate to Plone 3. So we said, okay, Plone give us upgrade facilities, so let's use it. I don't know why we don't use it the first time, since I have given this, but okay. This time we are using it, and really when somebody will upgrade his Plone site, follow the Plone upgrade guide. It's very straightforward, and it saves you a lot of time. Basically, what the upgrade guide told us when we encounter a problem is that we have to check logs, try to test without customizations, and if it's still broken, if you can still pass all the migration steps, take out your custom products, take your custom products out, and try to run the the upgrade steps. So that's what we have doing. We take out all the custom products we have, and we run the upgrade step, and it migrate everything that was not that was part of Plone to Plone 4, and it does it very fast. Other troubles we find when migrating is that there is some products that leave persistent utilities installed. When you uninstall it, there are still things there that when you try to run the upgrade, when you try to move to the next version of Plone, they might cause some trouble. So, well, the products we have been using and cause these things was LinguaPlone and the Plone for Artist subtyper product. They leave some persistent utilities there. Well, it looks like it was a very common problem. So I use Google for that and find some blogs that talk about this problem, and they show me this other product called Wildcard Fix Persistent Utilities that Ethan wrote. Yeah, it's a fantastic product. You install it and take out all the utilities easily. So when somebody is making an upgrade and needs to remove these things, use this product. You just have to append fix persistent utilities in the URL, and there's the view that let you remove these things. Okay, one other thing that we are doing now is that we are making upgrade steps for our custom products. So when you make an upgrade, you just have to modify three files. In the profiles, metadata.xml file, you just increase the number. You register an upgrades.py file in the configure.html, like a generic setup upgrade step, and you define the steps that is going to take that are going to make the upgrade in the upgrades.py file. So, well, going back to what we are doing with Plone, I want to talk about the user management. As I told you, we are using now this product called Faculty Staff Directory. It principally has been developed for personal directories in education institutions. It was developed by the WebLion team some years ago. And it basically provides content types for creating and organizing people. There's the person content type, there's committee content type, and some others. The advantage of this product is that turns these content types into real users in the Plone site, and also these group categories are also part of the group infrastructure of Plone, or become part of that. So as I told you, it has classifications, departments, specialities, and committees. A person you can relate persons to one of these classifications departments. And it gives you a good structure of all this. The advantage of this product is that you can extend this basically because it uses the mechanisms called, this product called archetype schema extender. This product made with archetypes. So it's easy to extend without modifying the source code with the schema extender. The person object basically gives you basic information that any educational institution may have. Like, for example, the basic information is an ID, a password, first name, last name, an image of the person, classification. Well, you can assign classifications, departments. You might have contact information like email, office address, city address, etc. And also can keep record of professional information like bibliography, biography, websites, and employee. And the last version of the Plone, of the faculty staff directory integrates employment information taking I think is the dates that come with every content type to manage when this person was hired and when this person finished working on the institution, right? What we need was more than this information, so we use the extender. We need information like gender, date of birth, at least at my university, there are positions. So you can be a research type A, B, or C. And we need to keep track of all this history that the researcher is going through. Yeah. So we need to store which position it has, when it start with that, when it finish with that, when it passed to the next position. Also, there's incentives that they receive each year, each 5 years, and we also need to keep track of that information. So we are using the data grid field and data grid field widget to manage these history types. I don't know if that's the best way of doing it, or there should be another way, but that's the way we're doing it now. So what we have with this faculty staff and the extension, we have a personal directory. The advantage is that, as I told you, a person in the directory is a Plone user. We can show or hide information depending on the classification of the person. If the person is a student, we don't show a position, for example. If the person is a researcher, we don't show who is in charge of the student information, things like that, right? And also we have security levels that who can see which fields. There are fields like maybe are not allowed to see by everybody, but the institution might need this data. For example, their personal address, their personal cell phone, etc. So well, basically, faculty staff directory can have a view like this of faces, photographs of all the personnel. Other things we can do with gathering all this information in Plone is that we can answer some questions. As I told you, I work with mathematicians, and they are always asking different kind of questions. Okay? There's always, when you give them the answer to some question, they always have another one, right? So we can answer things like this. How many researchers do we have in the institution? How many researchers are women? How many researchers are older than 4 years old, for example? How many researchers are men and older than 40 years old? How many researchers are men working geometry and are less than 40 years old? Those are the kind of questions that we would like to answer with the system, with Plone, with the system. And not also because, well, because the university sometimes require this kind of data. So, well, we have been doing this kind of queries in some way in static form. Every time I need an index, well, every time I need to look for something, for some value, I took that and put it on the portal catalog, so every query can be faster. But we want to move from what we have now. So things we want to improve now that we're moving to Plone 4 is that we want to develop a generic tool that let us construct any kind of query and also the answer to this query. I don't know if there's already a product that does something similar. I don't even know how to start to attack this problem. If somebody has feedback about it, any kind of advice is welcome. Right?
You want the answers now, or do you want to wait till later?
Okay, see, if you want.
We can keep going, and then we can take questions at the end.
Okay. I also searching for a better way to manage this history thing, positions of the history of the users, and also incentives. We have a problem with the faculty staff directory as it is, because there's only one folder, the faculty staff directory folder, and everybody that can add persons in there can manage also all the people that is inside this folder. So as I told you, we have 3 different campus, and we like to be able to give each one of these a different folder so they can manage their own personnel, but all in the same site. Or maybe the possibility is that we can have 3 different Plone sites with the same setup and find a way to share information between them. So there might be something like a principal site that make queries to the others and gather all the researchers' information, students' information, so we can make like global reports of all this. The other thing we are working on is on a curriculum Vitae product, which will include things like publications, articles, proceedings, books, chapters, and activities like teaching, courses, teaching, well, managing theses or tutorships. Also academic projects. If somebody wins an academic award, we want to be able to keep track of all that on the curriculum. When we start this, well, what we have now is a product with around 13 content types. It's enormous, this product. When we started, we look at the CMFBibliography product, but it doesn't have all that we need. It only covers the publication thing, and we need a little more to add a little more things there. When we start this project, we don't know much of the flexibility of Plone, how to extend things, so we finished with this big product. And it's really a monster. and we haven't had time to get rid of it. But I would like to, in some way, integrate it with CMF or the next thing that comes before CMF bibliography. So yeah, well, that was the reason that why we not use CMF bibliography. We need things like more information about articles, because in a researcher report, they can report if the article was finished, if the article was sent to a journal, if the article was accepted by a journal, or if the article was already published. So we don't find a way to manage this with the bibliography, so we end up making our own product. To give a better view or organization or some way to search in all this information, we begin using an utility developed by an MIT group called Exhibit, that basically is a published framework for data. But it used to work only with bibliography information with actually BibTeX files. So the things that were the things like publications, like articles, proceedings, books, we can browse those information with the Exhibit thing. But other things like courses and teaching we were not able to browse with this tool. And then we moved to facet navigation, which is more flexible than Exhibit, and develop custom views for every content type that we had. So we end with something like this. So we have a folder for the articles of some research, and we can look or browse easily by magazine, or by if the article was published on as part of a collection on a magazine or a proceeding. We can also search by the year of publication of the article. So it had many advantages. We can look in just one folder of one of the researchers, or we can look for all the articles in all the sites for all the researchers. So well, with this thing, we can generate individual activity reports that are sent inside the Plone site every year. At the end of the year, they get into the site, they see a list of all the activities that they filled during the year. They just push a button, and the report is sent to a commission that is going to check it. These reports are also important for promotions, and they can send it to different commission. And then we can generate an institutional report for all this, taking together all these reports. So again, we want to make we want to answer questions of all this data. So it's the same problem we have with the user data. So we want to be able to answer questions like, how many articles did we publish this year? How many talks did we give this year? How many were international or national? How many congress did we organize as an institution? Or projects, how many projects were active this year? And this can be by user, or by campus, or by all two campus, or all, the three of us. And this is kind of static. We have this. We can answer these things, but in a static manner. So again, I would like to find a way to make this more flexible. The things we are doing with this CB thing now that we are moving to Plone 4 is that we are cleaning the code. We're trying to clean the code, making tests because it doesn't have any. We try to remove static lists that we have there. And we want to contribute with the community if some new product can be done with bibliography or something. To show the seminars and things that are taking place at the Institute, we use the Plone for Artists, Plone Calendar product. Now that we're moving to Plone 4, we're going to try with SolGem full calendar. It looks like it has more advantages than the other one. For the applications forms for the students, we use Plone FormGen. This was kind of curious, but because when the person in charge of the students came to see us to request for a form like this, and we showed him how we're going to do it with Plone FormGen, and he said, "Oh, that's very easy. I can do it." So the researcher took the tool and by himself do the form. So that was a very nice experience. So he don't have to come with us and say, I need this tool, this field, or change the title, description, or something like that. He finished the form by himself, and I only help him to make the scripts for the things that goes before the student send the form. Other package we are using is the products collage for the main page. We use the drop-down menu for navigation and Lingua Plone to have the site in different languages. The package we want to integrate now in Plone 4 is the EEA Davis, that is a visualization product, a data visualization product. As I told you, what's important for us is to answer questions like how many women are in the institution, but also would like to see this like a graph. How many percentage of all the users are women, how many the percentage of users that are older than some age or things like that. So this product looks like very well done for this purpose. Have charts, Google Charts. It also integrates, I think, the exhibit product that we was using before. We want to change from Lingua Plone to plone.app.multilingua. I don't know if this product is ready for production, but I want to try it. We want to change the collage for the collective cover. Another product that we use is the collective MatJax. MatJax is basically a JavaScript library for displaying mat symbols in the browser. So at least for us, it's very useful. If I can integrate this with the article things, it will be better. So, well, now I want to talk to you a little how is the community of Plone in Mexico. At least almost nobody uses Plone at the university. I think we are one of the few institutes that use it. Maybe we are 2 or 3. Last March, we have a meeting from different admins of the different institutions, and we were told that we have to have a similar DEM for all the sites, so that will be the face we give to the world, a similar face. They give us some resources like a template. They told us that responsive design was something that we want to have on all the university sites. So at least at this moment, any of the web pages of the university have this responsive design thing. And there are many sites that are only showing content. There's no need sophisticated things like faculty staff directory, like a CV thing. So I think a good thing to have is a product that has exactly the view of the institution, that anybody that in the university who can who want to use Plone just download the DEM, put it on the site, and we will be complying the university requirements. I think it will be, maybe this way we can attract some people to the Plone. So I based this product on another product called beyondskins.responsive. I think that was developed for the Plone World Day site. So I took that product as a base and take the templates that the university gave us and merge it to have something like to have this. So, well, that's what we are doing at the university. I don't know if you have any question. Yeah.
You showed that you have tools to collect publications from your faculty and researchers and things, and use that for potential performance evaluation and things like that. Who does the actual entry of that information? Is it the individual faculty who are doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The researcher.
How do you get them to do that? Because
that's a good question. The thing is that every year, at the end of the year, they are required to fill their report. Yeah. That if they don't give the report, they don't receive an incentive. So most of them do it.
But I've proposed a system like that, not necessarily built in Plone, but I've been, in theory, I proposed that before for years now to people at our university. And they always tell me, well, the faculty they won't go in there, they won't put it in there because they all have their Word files that they put all this stuff in every year, and that's the way they do it, and they're just not going to, change. They're not going to want to put it in this system too. Do you force them? Do you have the administration of the university or the institute saying you have to submit the report from this system? We won't accept a Word document if you give it to us, or yeah, really?
Yeah, the institute.
So you've got buy-in from the top.
Yeah, from the top, they say you have to send it this way. That's the only way we are going to accept the report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that's heaven.
I was going to say the same thing, that if in our case we have the College of Business here uses a separate system called digital measures, and they require their faculty to fill their reports, fill their profiles that way. Then in other colleges, we have sort of an achievements database, which is really Plone FormGen forms, and so they fill them out, and at the end of the year or every semester or so, they can generate a new publication, and I've been proposing that could be the basis for award committees, promotion committees, and so on. So if faculty want to get awards or get promoted, they pretty much have to provide that there. The other advantage is they don't have to repackage their information every time somebody asks them for a copy. It's already entered, and whoever needs that information can just go grab it. So that's the incentive, I would say, from faculty perspective. Kildado, you were saying that I'm curious to know, you mentioned EEA faceted navigation.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've got enough, like you've got Plone 4 point something running, but you're also asking how to do more flexible reports. What tool are you using to generate the reports out of faculty staff directory?
Basically, we have Python scripts that collect all the information from the content types, to make queries to the portal catalog, and get all this.
So is there a way for you to allow people to use that same catalog information and then make that information available to the collections and then let people build their own collections? Or you have faceted navigation, so can that be used as well?
Yeah, but
So by adding indexes from the catalog to the criteria?
yeah, but in some way, the faceted navigation, it's kind of static, because you have to define exactly what you're going to let to browsing. For example, if you want to show articles by magazine, you have to put the widget there that can let you select which magazines you want to show, or which articles who's appear in that magazine. And what I'm looking for is for something more flexible in where the user can structure their query. Well, not the query, but can make a question. I can be able to say, these are the properties of the person, or these are the properties of the article, and take them to make a question, mix them, and so I can answer that. For example, how many articles are from women this year? Things like that. I mean, as I told you, mathematicians always have new questions, and have to. I want to try the more generic way to answer those.
Hi, my name is Dave Gross, and mucho gusto, and bienvenidos también.
Gracias.
How long have you been using, since 2006, so the staff have seen Plone in action for many years.
Yeah.
How many instructors have come to you saying, hey, I'd like to use that in my classes? Does anybody use that for classes, or do they use Moodle, or?
Yeah, basically most use Moodle, and there's other thing called
Blackboard?
I don't know. No. It's like a Japanese name. I forget it now. But yeah, they use Moodle for courses and things like
Are
that.
anybody interested in using Plone for their classes?
For the classes?
Mm-hmm.
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to make a point because you mentioned the CMF bibliographic product. So we use the same thing in our organization, and we have been running into the same problems like you mentioned. You know, it doesn't have different types of references. And also we figured that when you reference them in different content types, people want to like also have this feel of like page numbers, because people reference them. It's not the whole article. They want to specify which page they reference in the article and all that. And I think it doesn't come into a particular style, like Chicago style or ALA, MPA style. So I'm thinking that could be integrated in the web product. I just wanted to make a point.
Yeah, that was what Sally was talking yesterday about. So yeah, that will be great, have something like that. So you can define the way you want to the output of the information. Yeah. Cool. Okay, I think that's it.